Welcome back to the channel, guys. So we are going to be doing another long distance hike today. Don't know if you cast your mind back to the other week. We did the Wigan way, obviously going along there. And I said to you, if you cross this bridge and go down here, you'll end up to Manchester, which is what we're going to do today. So it's looking at around about 21 miles. I think it was 21 miles from the train station, but I didn't record that because you've already seen it on the Wigan way. But yeah, around about 20 miles. This is my first long distance hike, like day hike, since I did the coast to coast. So it's going to be a good test. Hopefully I can do it. It is a beautiful day at the minute, but it is forecast to have a bit of rain later. But yeah, so yeah, good test for me, and a good test for the Lone Peaks. I've been out in them on little walks and dog walks, but I've not actually had a decent, like actual long hike in them as yet. So this is the first time I've actually had a good test. I have taken the soles out of my Salomons and put them in as well, because I am heavy footed. So a good double up on the whole soles won't hurt. But yeah, so looking forward to this. Let's get cracking. Yeah, on this one, you might have seen snippets of this section of canal before, because I did a bike ride a while back. I wanted to ride to Manchester, which I have done before, but I didn't film it because it was before I did YouTube. But yeah, I didn't get far because the old turned out the lights. Yeah, I didn't get far because the old knees were falling apart, but so I thought, do you know what, sod it, we'll try and walk it instead. So yeah, sections of this canal for a bit, you might have seen already. So, a little update. Obviously, you've seen the Wigan way now. So if you live in the area, definitely give that a go, because it's a cracking walk. Just for context, it is the 25th of July. Only 5 months till Christmas, guys. Best get your shopping list sorted. Anyway, enough of that chit chat. Yeah. This was a bit last minute. Obviously it has been on the agenda for a while. It's on the list of things to do on the laptop. I just thought, do you know what? It's not that hot in a minute. It is forecast to rain, so it will cool me down a bit. So it should be a good one. As you can tell, it is a bit windy today, so that's quite refreshing. If you haven't done already, please do subscribe. I am watching the subscriber count go very, very, very slowly up, but either way, anyone that does subscribe to the channel, thank you, love you all. It's very, very much appreciated. But if you're stumbling across my video now, have a look at the channel or all the other videos I've got on there. There's an array of different things, and if you can hit that subscribe button, I would love you for it. Obviously the goal is to hit 1k subscribers by the end of the year. Obviously we've still got a good 5 months to do that yet, so it is very achievable at the minute. And the fortnightly videos for the year is going very well. Obviously, don't get me wrong, I am fully aware that we're only in July, so there is a long way to go yet, but either way, we're making good progress, to a point I've even released a few videos on like a weekly segment as well, depending on what they are. So yeah, we are doing very well. Check that out. Not gonna lie, I don't know the name of that church, but stunning nonetheless. We're on, if you know the area, we're on or around about Polstock. I'm pretty sure that's Polstock Lane behind those trees. So we'll just call it Polstock Church for now, but if anyone knows the actual name of it, please do whack it in the comments. Right, I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to show you bits and bobs of this canal, and then I think the next sort of big thing to show you will be Wigan Flash, which you've seen in the other video, but I'll show you again anyway. Look at the drop on this. You know, canal embankments and stuff aren't usually that high, but this, bloody hell. Who would want to fall down that, would you? It's like a royal entourage, isn't it? And I think I've got bread, which is a shame. Sorry guys, not got anything. Bit concerning now there's only 2 cygnets left. Little baby geese there as well, look. They're all coming over now, look. Whoops. Definitely picked the right side of the water though, it's nice and calm on the canal. It's a bit ropey on the flash though. I don't know if you can hear the wind over my mic. Quite a few swans on here though. Deal. 2 there, a couple down there. And there's 2 just there. There's loads along the side there. That's just an indicator of how windy it is. I don't know why I went down to my mic then, but yeah. But yeah, if you don't remember it from the last video when I did the bike trip, or the failed bike trip I should say, if you're not too sure what video I'm on about, then it's that one. But yeah, that's Scotsman's Flash. Good little lake really. You can do boating on there, canoeing, kayaking, paddleboarding. My sister and my niece and nephew and her mates went on there the other day. Obviously it wasn't as windy as today, but Sea Cadets based some of their kit there. So yeah, good little flash that. Yet to be on it though, not been on it yet. Obviously with it being a Saturday, I'm very much expecting it to be quite busy today on the old canal. But yeah, there's loads of little places you can drop down, let the dog go for a swim, have a chill out. Obviously, you do need to be careful. Unfortunately, that flash has got 1 or 2 tragic stories behind it, which is a shame. I don't know if you can see through the gaps in the trees there as well. There is a couple of other bodies of water. But they're not used for boating or anything like that. They're just like a nature reserve sort of thing. But it's a gorgeous area though. So if you are looking at doing this walk, when you've walked down the side of the flash, just cross over that bridge and then carry on down this path. And then it's this path for quite a while, if I remember rightly, when I was on the bike. But you're next to a canal, do you know what I mean? It's, I've said before on past videos, it's actually quite therapeutic walking along a canal for some reason, don't know why, but still. Reminds me of the Great Glen Way sometimes. I probably said that as well, I don't know. All these videos end up merging into one, don't they? Just realised what I should have bought with me. My headphones. I know I like being quiet and when I'm not filming anyway, in my own thoughts and stuff like that, but I've been listening to quite a few podcasts of late, quite enjoying it. It's been good to have one of them on actually. Hey ho, there's always something we forget.
Cowgirls and numberless chats. We're feeling just fine in our running hats. Walking the wild, walking the wild.
There's just something about wetlands like that. And just get these up just with my extended pod. Sounds a bit weird, don't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, there's something about wetlands like that that just look like remote and wild. You stand on the edge of one, you can imagine yourself being anywhere. And this one's absolutely beautiful. To a point, I have to show you again. Look at that.
Walking the wild, walking the wild.
That is just beautiful. I don't know whether you can see it on this camera, but just through the gap here, you can see River Pike. Like the trees just dip into like a low U and you can see River Pike.
Running down numbers that used to be dreams. Walking the wild, walking the wild.
Yeah, you can see that compass. North's that way, south's that way, west's that way, east is that way. I can't remember if I told you, I set off at 2 minutes past 9, so it'd be interesting to see how long it takes me to do it. Usually, oh hello, hang on. Got to get the classic train going across the bridge, time to perfection shot, haven't you? Anywho, yeah, so I can't remember if I told you what time I started, so 9:02, it's now 9:54, usually average 2.5, 3 miles an hour, and obviously bearing in mind it is a 20-mile route, so we'll see how long it takes. This can't be us doing the math. You do the math while you're watching, and then at the end I'll tell you what time I finished, and then we'll see how close you were. But yeah, still going good. The old muscles are kicking in because you can feel them, but we'll see. Mummy's hissing at me, so that's my cue to leave. Got to go up here anyway. Yep, don't really want to piss off Mummy Swan now, do we? Right, so this is the second change over the canal. There's several, I think, to be fair. There's the canal. And then we're going over there. Yeah, back on this side now. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting warm. We're not far off from where I stopped when I did the bike ride. So yeah, once I get there, we'll take 5 to 10 minute break, stretch the old limbs, so that I can feel my muscles in my legs waking up. Not tested them that much properly for a long time. Was thinking as well, like I can feel my legs warming up now, my muscles and that twinging here and there. But I think we're only what? Hang on, let me check. We're definitely not in double figures yet, I know that much. We're not even at 4 mile yet. And I'm thinking when I look on my Garmin app and that, after a day's, if I know I've done a lot of walking during the day at work, I'll have a look, I'll check my steps. And my step goal was like 15k a day. And sometimes, like the last week, I've been hitting 20 odd. And you're looking at like, it averages that out for like mileage, and you're looking at about 12 to 15 mile. But you don't feel it. It's very strange. You can do 12, 15 mile at work and not even batter an eyelid. You do 12 to 15 mile on a hike like this. Granted, you've not got a heavy bag on your back, and that's not overly heavy, that's just got my lunch in it, bottle of water, and bits and bobs like my drone and stuff like that. So it's not overly heavy. It's just weird how it works. I think it's definitely like a mental kind of thing, because you're so busy at work, you're not really thinking about it, whereas you're on a hike, you definitely are thinking about it. Slight change in plan. Back there where you can see the cars, that's where I stopped when I did the bike ride fail. Pretty sure there used to be a bench there, but there's not anymore. So yeah, I've just carried on, which is a shame. Would like to have sat down for 5 to 10 minutes, but next available opportunity I will be doing. However, mini milestone, like I said, that was where I did the bike ride fail, and obviously I've passed that and I'm carrying on, so winner winner. That road just there is great name. It's called Slag Lane. Now I'm going to assume that's got something to do with the old mining heritage and stuff around the area, but yeah, unfortunate. Can you imagine living on that road? Yeah. 69 Slag Lane. Anyway, let's keep this channel PG. But this is my view at the minute. There we have it. This is 2 minutes after speaking to you, I found this. I don't think it's actually a bench, but hey ho. It'll do, it'll do. Right, it is 20 past 10, so we're just gonna chill here for 5 to 10 minutes. That sun is on form today. Forecast was to rain that is this afternoon, so I've got a good few hours of this to put up with, but yeah, it is kicking a bit. See the tyres on that bad boy. Jesus Christ. Right, back on the trail again, or path, whatever you want to call it. Had a good stretch, chill out for 10 minutes. So next stop will be round about lunchtime, wherever that brings us out on. Around about 10:30 now, so we've got an hour and a half. But yeah, that was a good little break, enjoyed that, chilled out, feeling good. We're not too far from Pennington Flash now, and the lovely town of Lee. I'm going to harp on about these podcasts I've been watching, so I will put chapters in this, so if you don't want to hear this, then just skip to the next bit of the hike. But yeah, it's to do with, I'm a massive fan of the SAS Who Wins series. Not because of the effing and jeffing and whatnot, even though that is funny. I appreciate what they can do for people. Hi mate, you okay? You know, changing people, making them see what they've actually got deep down, you know, stuff like that, making them notice what they can achieve and seeing different sides to themselves. And obviously in that series is you've got Foxy, Ollie Ollerton and Middleton, depending on how far back you go and how long you've been watching it. Jay, Staz, you know, all them lot. But the one I've been watching a lot of lately is Foxy, Jason Carl Fox. And I mean, the man has been on a shit ton of podcasts and I've still not finished watching them all. Look at that, look. I find that dimsy little bit of wood, and then about what, a few hundred metres further down the path, there's actually a proper bench. Can't make that up, can you? After 3 years of doing YouTube, I still am not a fan of filming when walking past people or groups of people. If they're on a bike and running, I'm not really bothered because they're gone pretty quick. Yeah, people that are walking or whatever, I can't do it still. I don't know what it is, 3 years, still can't do it. Anywho, so what I was saying was, yeah, so I've been watching a lot of Foxy's podcasts and stuff. And there's just elements to that I can relate to. Obviously, if you don't know who Foxy is, he's ex-Special Forces, Royal Marines, 20 years serving Her Majesty. And then got medically discharged with PTSD. Obviously I can't relate to any of that because I've never done it. I was in the Naval Reserves, and if one thing stuck with me with that, it was the core values, but we'll touch on that in a bit. Anyway, so obviously with this year's not been that great for me in regards to outdoor adventure and fitness and stuff like that, and I have, if you look at some of the videos this year, I've had more fails than I care to count, which is not great. But when I watch stuff like that and listen to stuff like that, I feel like now I've not been digging deep enough for myself and cracking on with it, you know. Coast to Coast was probably, well, no, do you know what? The more I think about it, I probably should have just stuck with that. I had all the first aid stuff. I could have just strapped it up, got on with it. When I got to say Grasmere, maybe. I know the Coast to Coast doesn't actually go into Grasmere, but you can still, it's only a couple of minutes around the corner. I could have got it seen to properly, you know, got a bit more gear, yada yada yada, and cracked on. You know, and there's just other bits. I feel like I found myself talking myself out of a lot of stuff as well. And I think I very much did get in my head on that one. You know, the bike fail. As soon as my knee started twinging, could I have stretched it off? Could I have just had, you know, 20 odd minutes of rest and carried on, you know? But as soon as my knee started twinging, I think I just immediately talked myself out of it, you know. And even this morning, I was sat on the sofa having my coffee. And I was just sat there, and I genuinely, I had about a minute or so where I was like, can I be asked? And it's like, no, don't get me wrong, I'm well happy I'm out now. But I need to get rid of that. You know, it never used to be there. I don't know why it's there and why it's creeping up on me a lot this year. But yeah, it just, a lot of that just, the part on the podcast just resonated with me, especially this year. Because I feel like I'm just not pushing myself enough when it comes to this sort of stuff. You know, you look at work and I'm just ploughing through everything, you know, going above and beyond. Well, I had a runner behind me. Yeah, going above and beyond. I sound like I'm blowing my own trumpet, but those who work with me will know. I've been running around like a blue-ass fly the last couple of weeks. You know, doing a lot of stuff that's probably not in my remit, and you know, if I was a stubborn bastard and just stuck with what I've been tasked with, then probably a hell of a lot of stuff wouldn't have gotten done. Is that bad English? Gotten done. Yeah, you know what I mean. But that's not me. So if it's not me at work, why is it me outdoors? When this is what I enjoy more. It don't make sense, does it? So yeah, I need to snap out of that. I am trying to get myself a routine as well. I've got no issues getting up early in the morning, that's just a natural thing now. I've started trying to push myself after I've had my shower. I'll just whack it on cold and just stay in there as long as I can, which feels amazing, by the way. But it's a mental block, isn't it? You know, your body's like, no, don't do it. But when you have done it, you're like, that was all right, that. Cheers for that. You just got to push past that mental block. But yeah, what I was talking about with like the core values and stuff like that, you know, when I learnt them in the reserves, because each force has their own sort of core values. It all pretty much stems around the same thing, but yeah, the naval version is C2 drill was the acronym. So it's courage, commitment, discipline, respect for others, integrity and loyalty. Obviously the acronym, it's C2 drill. The 2 is obviously because there's 2 C's. So yeah, and that was, like I said, that was one thing I picked up massively when I was in there, albeit for a very short time. Because I don't know what it was, it just resonated with me. I really liked it, and I just drummed it into my head. And those were the sort of pillars that I was going to live my life by after that. I'd like to think I had a fair bit of it in me already anyway, but still. And there's one that I've learned over the years that was part of the Royal Marines one, and they've only got the 3, but I can't remember the first 2. As many times as I hear it, I always forget it. But the 3rd one, cheerfulness in the face of adversity. That's a fantastic sort of core value to have. Cheerfulness in the face of adversity, and I feel like I've been missing that. Well, do you know what winds me up though? Is that there was a woman just then. I don't know if you caught her at the back of me walking, running past then. Right. Okay, there's the path. There's the grass verge on a slant. I went up on the grass verge because I'm nice like that. Some people might call me a mug. I don't know. Granted, you've got headphones, okay, so you want to zone out everything. But at least acknowledge the fact that I've got out of your way. Do you know what I mean? A little nod, a little raise of the hand, a thanks. Do you know what I mean? So if any of you are watching and you're runners or you're cyclists or whatever, you know, few and far between, don't get me wrong, it's not all of you. But at least acknowledge the fact of when someone moves out your way, because it's just downright ignorance. Anywho, ran over, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, cheerfulness in the face of adversity, that's the one. I love that core value. So yeah, I feel like I've been missing that a lot. And I've been neglecting the, you know, the C2 drill that I was taught. And I need to get that back in my life. You know, because adversity, my feet playing up on the coast to coast, the weather, you know, my knee. Instead of going, oh no, finished, no, I need to stop. That's it, go home. You know, getting my wife to drive nearly 3 hours to come pick me up by hell to water. No, as much as I appreciate that, no. Because it's not on. I'm stronger than that, I know I am, mentally. Maybe not so much physically, but still. I've just this second remembered why it's getting busy. Because I'm getting closer to Lee, that's why. I need to remember what I can do, remember who I am, and just get on with it. Smile and get on with it. So yeah, if you're feeling a little bit like I am, then I would say definitely get on them podcasts, give them a watch. You know, you might not relate to everything that they talk about, but there are little bits that you will do, like I have, you know. So yeah, it's like now I can still feel my muscles. I'm a bit worried about my feet, obviously because of my last long distance walk. But I'm not letting it get to me as such. You know, I'm just one foot in front of the other, get on with it, and we'll deal with whatever occurs and try and find a solution for that, whatever that may be. Right, I am going to stop rabbiting now though. That was my little section of whatever you want to call that. TED talk, toolbox talk, don't know, whatever. Gorgeous marina that. I think, if you can see it, dark clouds coming over. I bought my rain jacket just in case, but depends how heavy it is, doesn't it? Because it is still humid at the minute. Anyway, this marina, look at it. Beautiful. So Pennington Flash is not too far from me. I think it's probably about another 5-10 minutes down this path, and then we'll be there. Yeah, I don't know if it's called, what is it, Pennington Park or Woods, I don't know, I can't remember. I know there's Pennington Flash in it, I know that much. But yeah, I know it might just be called Pennington, who knows. But yeah, either way, this is the park as such. You can go for walks, bike rides, you can do boating on Pennington Flash as well. But like you can on the Scotsman Splash in Wigan. There you go. There's a bit of the Pennington Flash. I think this bit here It's just like a little offshoot for nature reserve and that, with the main bulk up the back. Pretty sure that's the Pennington Flash. Right though, those clouds behind me don't look great, do they? And they probably look worse because I've got my sunglasses on, so they look darker than what they actually are, but get a cracking view from Winter Hill from here though. So I don't think we're that far off Lee now. So the canal goes, it's like skirts alongside Lee Town Centre. Back of the retail park, I think it is. So yeah, I don't think we're too far off there though. So just a disclaimer guys, unfortunately the mic has come off, it has died. And silly bollock here hasn't brought the charger with him, so unfortunately I'm going to have to find gaps in the wind like now to talk to you. So if you do hear any wind, then I apologise. For a stunning old pub. Going by the features on the side, I'm going to assume it had quite a bit to do with the old canal back in the day. Doors up on there, the overhang. That's a cracking little pub. The weather's not turning to shit. Waterside Inn it's called. Lovely face then, won't I? Oh, have a bit of history. I assume there used to be like a canal gate here, maybe. I don't know. Old crane there. So that over there, or behind these buildings here, because that's Nando's just there. Cineworld there. Just for that gap, I don't know if you can see it, is Lee Town Centre. As if you're not too aware yet, Lee is home to the Lee Leopards if you're into the rugby league. Lee Centurions in Old Money if I'm not too mistaken. And also at Lee Sports Village, the Manchester United women play there, that's their home ground. Still just outside of Lee, but yeah, it's basically 10 to 12, so I'm going to stop and have a bite to eat, and then once I've done that I'll crack on. So had my lunch. Start again. Had my lunch, only had the sandwich and crisps, so I've still got sausage roll and pork pie still in my pack, as well as half a pack of drumstick squishies. Yeah, cracking on now. Lee's behind me, coming up to the 9 mile mark. And it's just gone, well I say just gone, it's about 20 past 12, so when we stopped it was just before 12. So it's not a bad average that. I am on or about 3 miles an hour, so it's not bad going. Obviously 10 miles around about the halfway mark, so we're not far off halfway now. Another crane. Something different, isn't it? just saw there was part of the Lancashire Mining Museum. Pretty sure I know someone who works it now. If it's the right museum, I don't know. But yeah, I always wondered what that was because you see it sometimes on the bus and that. I just thought it was just a relic of an old mine, which obviously it is, but didn't realise it was part of the Lancashire Mining Museum. Might have to go down there and have a look one day. See if I can bend the missus' arm. Bastard! Fuming, mate. Absolutely fuming. So basically, I was just stretching on here and it just fell out the hold I had it, and I tuck it down here with this, tuck it down in there, and it just sits there. Went to stretch, forgot to move it, it fell out, hit the floor. But no words for that, just fuming. So I'm hoping there's not a line through the camera. Going by the screen I can't. There's a tinge of blur there, but it's not too bad. Yeah, oh yeah, no, look, sit there, look. Right, unfortunately guys, that's going to be the case for the rest of this trip, I think. Or hike, I don't know why I keep calling it a trip, hike. Yeah, sorry, I'm just using myself as a windbreak. Oh, I can't believe I've done that. What a tit. Oh, first thing to do when I get home is try and find a new one. Not camera, as in just like lens cover. Thankfully on the action cam you can unscrew them and put a new one on. So yeah, apologies for the random sort of like little, what looks like lens flare sort of things. So you've got wind and now you've got a little bit of that as well. Happy days. Bridgewater Marina. With the Moorings pub over there. Generally the temptation to go get a pint in there is unreal. Drown my sorrows for pissing damage in my bloody camera. So I've not brought you back for much because other than behind me and in front of me there's not much going on, if I'm brutally honest. Wind keeps getting up a little bit, which is nice. But yeah, other than that there's not much to show you, to be fair, other than the canal water being incredibly brown. That's it. Now I think they were composers. If you guys know, whack it in the comments. But yeah, pretty sure they're composers. So to give you some perspective of where I am, that is the M60, which is one of the main motorways in and out of Manchester, I think. I'll tell you what this little diddy one was. That one's definitely the M60. I don't think we're massively far off the Manchester Ship Canal, because when we get to that I've got to come off the canal for 5 minutes. go over a road bridge over the ship canal and then back onto the actual canal path. Slow down. We're all going a bit too slow. He can't stop. Crazy. So down there is the Manchester Ship Canal Bridge. See, we can't walk down there, annoyingly. We've got to go this way and left and then over. So if you can hear me, that other bridge over there, that's the canal bridge. And I'm going over the incredibly busy footbridge. That's the other side, if you can hear me through the wind. Yeah, that's Manchester Ship Canal, that. You don't get many big ships going through there these days though. Yeah, that's the canal bridge. There's the bridge we walked over. Pretty sure I've got a blister on my right foot. Just underneath my big toe, which is not ideal. Just looking at the map, I think I've got around about 2.5–3 miles to go yet, so nearly there. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, this last, what, several miles I've had to dig deep, man, because it's just been monotonous. There's been absolutely jack all to show you, other than the little snippet of Trafford Centre. Wow. But still, there you go. Other than that, it's just been nothing. What I would say about this hike is, you know, if you want routes to practice, if you plan on doing a long distance multi-day hike, then by all means, yeah, do this. But what I will say is, probably I would advise bringing headphones, just so you can listen to a podcast or some music or whatever, take your mind off the miles. Secondly, definitely wear some comfortable shoes and a decent pair of socks. You know, look after your feet on this one, because it is all, well, I would say all, I'm talking way back near, just outside of Wigan, maybe going into Lee. The rest of it has been all like that, which effectively is just like road walking. If you're on a multi-day hike and there's sections of road that you have to walk on, you hate it, because that's what causes the friction. Walking on nice soft grass and stuff like that, and fields and that, you know, that's bliss. This is just torture, which is why I'm going to put down to why I am 99.9% sure I've got a blister on my right foot. But I'm going to put it down to that. It's constant pavement walking, which is just hard work, man. Another one that didn't say thanks, or even nod or acknowledge the fact that I moved out of the way. Wankers, mate. I've not told you I'm finishing ever. What divvy? So I'm finishing just before Deansgate train station. If you'll know it, it's up where Deansgate locks is and stuff like that. Lovely little part of the city, loads of lovely little bars and whatnot, so yeah, and on a nice day it is actually really nice there. So we've just come from down there, take a sharp left here, come up and over the bridge, and then this is the last little stint now. We'll jump down onto this path and then all the way into Deansgate, past Old Trafford. That, I don't know if you can see that, I've only just tweaked that. That's an old railway line. It'd be very interesting to see where that goes. Might have to Google map that later. In their defence, it's not a bad little ground, to be honest. Been there a few times. Never to watch the men's. You can never get away tickets these days. No, I've been to Rugby League Grand Finals for Wigan Warriors, and we went to watch the West Ham ladies take on the Man United women when they played at Old Trafford, which is like once or twice every season, I think. Right, there we have it. 21 miles, Wigan to Manchester. This is Deansgate Locks. Fuck. I'm just ecstatic I've done it, to be honest. That's the longest I've walked since coast to coast, and I didn't pack it in. Fucking happy days. Excuse my French, but I'm buzzing with that. May have a blister, like I said, and I have smashed my camera up. But yeah, we made it. Right, I'm going to get the train home and get them beers, I think.